COVID vaccinations in the state of Iowa are in Phase 1B. Dateline SAU's Lindsey Voss explains who's currently eligible to get the vaccine and why some are finding it difficult to get their doses.
In Iowa, Phase 1B of COVID vaccinations include adults 65 or older, adults with underlying health conditions, and frontline workers, including K-12 educators. Post-secondary teachers were left out.
The university administration was supposed to be looking into how that would proceed at the university. And in fact, in one of the meetings, it was mentioned that they were basically lobbying the governor's office to get university staff and faculty included in with the educator pool. At that point, I'd asked, and in fact, I've asked this at several WebEx meetings with administration, if we would ever have an organized vaccine site on campus, especially since we have this health sciences program. And at no point did anybody seem to think that was going to happen.
Some have found the differing guidelines from state to state frustrating and at times confusing to understand.
Well, it seemed pretty obvious to me that they started with very large groups. So I'm quite a bit above 65. And it seemed to me that, doing the nursing homes and then picking people over 80 or people over 75 and doing it that way, when they immediately went to 65, well, that was, almost 30% of the population.
SAU professors, like Terry Schweitzer, say online registration and appointments are a barrier to those who have little or no internet access.
One of my other frustrations with the whole situation is the fact that the powers that be seem to be completely ignoring or not wanting to acknowledge those that live in areas that do not have access to the internet. My parents don't have access to the internet. And so when I've asked about that, when I've been calling about myself, what I've been told repeatedly is that I need to manage all of that for them. I need to create email addresses for them. I need to make the appointments for them.
Gary Menard, a professor in the cybersecurity department, had his own issues trying to get an online appointment.
That was a very, very, very long process. And it seemed that they were more interested in my being a customer, a regular customer. They even wanted to know what color my car was. They seemed to be verifying my address by knowing my Camry was blue. So I went through that process, and so that was tedious.
Both Menard and Schweitzer are looking at several avenues, including family doctors and pharmacies, to try and secure a dose of the vaccine. Lindsey Voss, Dateline, SAU.
Anyone still trying to find appointments to get a vaccine should be looking at their county health departments and local pharmacies.